Cybertron Weekly is your central hub for everything Transformers.
Hey guys, Ultra Maximus back with another Transformers review. Today we're taking a look at a huge figure. It's the Combiner Wars Devastator. Now this is the retail version. This is not the San Diego Comic-Con version. That actually looks pretty cool. It's got the chrome purple on it. Definitely cool looking figure. This is the one that, well, has been released to the mass market. I did see one of these at the Northside Toys R Us here in Indianapolis, but the box was kind of smashed. And I went back the next day. They wanted $160 for it, $159 plus tax, and it was sold. It was gone like that. And they said the closest Toys R Us that had any was actually in Fort Wayne, Indiana, about 2 hours away, and they had two of them. So I went to Big Bad Toy Store, and I got this thing shipped for, I think, around $152. So it was actually cheaper to go through Big Bad Toy Store and have it delivered to me, and the box is perfect. So that's pretty cool. Front of the package, we've got this awesome artwork of Devastator here. Comes with all 6 Constructicons. Really reminds me of the old gift set back in the day, which is really cool. Some little Transformers running around at the bottom. It says Transformers here, Generations. Comes with a collector card of Devastator, I think. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Really nice artwork. I'm really digging it. Not really sure who that is. That kind of looks like Ironhide. And that kind of looks like Shockwave, actually. And then we got a car flipping around back here and a missile coming in. Kind of interesting. Just kind of a quick close-up. Tell me that doesn't look like Shockwave. Pretty cool. And that looks like Ironhide to me. If you know any different, tell me. I'm not sure who that is. If you know who that is, let me know. Side of the package just basically has Devastator there, and this side has nothing. The top of the box has all of the Constructicons, looking super cool. And then here is the top of the package. It's huge. In fact, it doesn't even cover, I think, about right here. It's cutting just the head off. It says it's 18 inches and 45 centimeters. This is actual height. It's got all the Constructicons here, which is really cool. And then here's a little write-up, just to kind of show you the top of the box. There is the write-up. If you want to pause and read that, you can. And then over here, here are all of the Constructicons. Looking super cool. I am digging this for sure. So let's go ahead and crack this thing open. Today we're going to be looking at Scavenger, who is, of course, a steam shovel. I think that's what you call this vehicle. And, you know, this character's always been kind of strange to me. He always seemed very weaselly to me. And I always remember this character for being under Teletran 1 and using the shovel piece here to determine they were underneath the arc in the Teletran from the old G1 cartoon. That's kind of funny. Every time I see this figure, that's what I think. But you know, this is kind of a cool looking figure. I like the look. Again, very G1 looking. I like the purple tread. It's a nice breakup from Bone Crusher that was 100% green. We've got some really nice molded detail on this guy. He rolls pretty well. He's got a couple wheels on the bottom, just like Bone Crusher. Very similar to Bone Crusher on the bottom, but a little different due to the transformation. He does come with the same type of weapon that Bone Crusher has, which is Devastator's hand, and it turns into a big missile rack. But, just like Bone Crusher, there's nowhere to put this anywhere on the vehicle, which is a little strange. They usually do that with Transformers. But, again, I like this look. Looks pretty good. It even looks like it has taillights and a license plate down there, which is kind of interesting. Looking at the molded detail, I mean, the thing looks really nice, like the red and silver picks there. The cab is painted really nice, this tiny little Decepticon logo. All the detail in the tread work, really do dig that, really appreciate that. The arm itself, the hydraulics, that are in there. I wish that was painted silver to match that one. That would be really cool. All the detail through here and on the shovel, even on the inside of the shovel has got some detail. If I can get it into the camera, this is kind of a weird angle. Yeah, I mean, just looks really, really nice. And of course, we do have articulation on the shovel. It would have been cool if that also had a hinge on it at least, but would have been cooler if that was a fully functional little piece there. That would have been really, really awesome had they done that. But yeah, overall, I am digging it. Get this little black vent back here. Looking nice. Definitely cool. Definitely nice construction vehicle. For comparison, here we have Scavenger next to the Combiner Wars Breakneck. Here we have Scavenger next to a deluxe figure. This is the Takara Tomy Invader Starscream, or Fall of Cybertron Ghost of Starscream. And finally, here we have Scavenger next to the 2015 Robots in Disguise 3-Step Changer Optimus Prime. And this actually is not a bad scale together. I think out of all the vehicles, this may scale the best. If you look at the cab on the steam shovel and the cab on the truck, they're really very similar in size if you look at the windows of what a person would be sitting in there, and I'm really, really digging that. And here we have Scavenger in his robot mode, looking all G1 accurate. You know, transformation on this is relatively simple, but there were some things on this figure that I really thought were going to snap and break. The piece down here, his little cod piece here, if you look, there's a little notch, and then this piece kind of folds up. I swear that was going to break. That was so tight. And had a double check watching somebody else do it on YouTube. The other thing was this hip piece here, getting this to lock into place. Again, very, very tight. Not really sure what the deal was with that. This one went in perfectly fine. Other than that, transformation was pretty smooth. His steam shovel actually folds up really, really well on his back. I'm very impressed with that. That is very cool. Definitely digging that. He looks like the robot version of a pug to me. I mean, look at how flat the front of that robot is. That just looks like he just, boom, smashed into something and flattened himself. Very, very strange. Overall, though, I do like the figure. I love the head sculpt. I think they did a really good job with it. I like this kind of grill up front on his chest, the Decepticon logo, the yellow paint looks nice. Of course, we get the red and silver paint picks, the little black vents on his arms. The waist looks really good, and the bottom kind of suffers the same thing that Bone Crusher did, where it's just a bunch of tread and these kind of weird little feet, but it is what it is. I'm not going to complain too much. Posability is pretty good on this guy. Just kind of a close-up of that head sculpt. Again, I really, really like it. He's kind of one of my least favorite looking Constructicons, but it's definitely a unique face sculpt. I do dig it, and that chest just looks awesome, even though it's super flat. Very cool stuff. Of course, everything else is kind of purple, although the chest kind of looks like it should be on a semi-truck or a bulldozer or something, which is really, really kind of weird. And, of course, he does have this gigantic weapon. I've never had him hold it. Let's see if he is strong enough to hold it. Not really. That is terrible. That ball joint does not have the gumption to hold that weapon, which is kind of sad. He does have a ball joint on his head, which is pretty cool, but yeah, that's just way too big. Way too silly. Maybe if they mounted it up on the top somewhere, that would have worked better, but I kind of figured he wasn't going to be able to do it. I was shocked that we were able to get Bone Crusher actually to do it, which is pretty darn cool. For size comparison, here we have Scavenger next to a Transformers Prime Deluxe figure, Wheeljack. Here we've got Scavenger next to Unique Toys Mania King, aka not Galvatron, and unfortunately this is just a little bit too small. Galvatron should be taller than the Constructicons. Here we have Scavenger next to a Masterpiece figure. This is the G2 Sideswipe, And yeah, I mean, he's a little bit taller. I like the scale of these Constructicons with the Masterpiece Autobots. I think they work out really well. And here we have Scavenger with another Masterpiece figure. Of course, this is the Year of the Goat Soundwave. And while I think they do scale well to the Masterpiece figures, I think Soundwave is just a little bit too big. It always seemed to be that Soundwave and the Constructicons were about the same size, but they definitely look cool together. And finally, here's a shot of the 3 Constructicons we have together so far. Definitely looking cool, definitely looking very G1. This guy seems to be the taller of the 3, with Scrapper being the shortest. Kind of interesting. I always thought it fascinating that the leader of the group was a leg in the Constructicons. You would have thought, compared to the other combiners, it would have been like Long Haul or something. But yeah, it is what it is. Definitely cool. Definitely fun to see the 3 of them together. So final thoughts on Scavenger. You know, there are things I really like about the figure and things that I don't particularly care for. So the gripes, I guess, at first. The front is very, very flat. That looks kind of odd when you look at him from the side, but I mean, you really don't do that too often. I like the plate and the paint job. Looks good. He's got a great G1 head sculpt, even though it's not my favorite of the group. It's definitely interesting. His legs are a bit boring, kind of like Bone Crushers, but it is what it is. I mean, they're just a bunch of treads there. And my biggest gripe probably is the fact that that arm cannot hold this gigantic weapon thing. I think that was just kind of silly, but it is what it is, I suppose. Paint-wise, it looks good. The sculpt is nice. It poses really well. I was really impressed on how the steam shovel folded up on the back and compressed as much as it did. I think that was very, very cool. And transformation has some very strong joints compared to the arm joints to hold the weapon. All the plugs in for this figure definitely snap together well. So I like it overall. So there he is, Scavenger from Combiner Wars. If you guys like this video, thumbs it up. If you hate this video, thumbs it down. What do you think of this figure? Do you have the Constructicon set? What are your opinions on this guy? I'd love to hear them down in the comments below. Did you get the San Diego Comic-Con version? Just the retail version? You're waiting for the Takara version where he's actually going to have a gun he can hold? Love to hear from you. And as always, look for more videos in the future.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, thumbs it up. If you hate this video, thumbs it down. To watch more Ultra Maximus, click on the links to the right. Don't forget to subscribe and share. And as always, look for more videos in the future.